Welcome back. I'm here with the one and only Samara Joy. Thank you so much for making the time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Welcome to Toronto. It's good to have you here.
First timer.
Yeah, first time ever, eh? What's the vibe so far?
So far, it's cold, but y'all knew that already.
Yeah.
It's cold, but it's clean. It's like a much cleaner New York.
Nice.
And everybody's really nice.
Yeah, it's like a miniature scale New York.
Yeah, I love it.
That's sweet. And you got your tea here too, ready to go.
You know what I'm saying? 88.
Love it, love it. All right, I gotta start, of course, with congratulations on your 3rd Grammy.
Thank you.
Incredible, so well deserved. For Tight, that song, when I first heard it, just blew my mind. It's explosive, and it makes me like rethink just like vocally what you can do in jazz. Tell me about how that song came together.
Well, I had added it to the set that I normally do live. I wasn't planning on recording it, but I had heard different versions. I heard versions from Betty Carter. Same kind of energy, or bring it out, you know, of each and every one of us. And so it started to grow and started to really become a core part of the repertoire. I couldn't imagine doing a set without it. And when it came time after Linger a While was released, to kind of put out some sort of single to kind of keep people in the loop about what I'm doing and kind of how I'm growing, that was one of the songs that, you know, I felt like could grab people's attention and be like, okay, you know, Samara is a great storyteller, but you know, I can also sing with some power and some energy too. So
Absolutely, and it does just exactly that.
Thank you.
Do you find having it part of your live performance first, do you get to know the song and sort of experiment, and then by the time you get to the studio you have a clearer vision? Like, what's that process sort of like of learning the song and coming into it?
Absolutely. I think that's kind of the main way that I have explored and expanded my repertoire is through live performance, because I've been touring since I graduated. I graduated from school in 2021, and I've pretty much been touring ever since, and that's really kind of, I learned a lot while I was in school, but being on the road and being on stage pretty much every single night, you know, trying out different things, different audiences require kind of different things. I'm like, I don't want to do the same cut and paste show every single night, and so that kind of gave me the opportunity over the last couple of years to like try it at a different tempo, you know, try singing it one time up front and then giving it to solos, or maybe no solos at all, see what that feels like, you know. So I'm grateful for the fact that I had the chance to explore before we went into the studio, because it grew just us doing the song and us, me referring to the band, like us doing the song together, kind of figuring out what we do that's unique and how we feed off of each other. It grew, and that's why we were able to get into the studio in like 3 or 4 takes and just do it.
That's just incredible. Yeah. And where did you record it?
Electric Lady Studios, which is
iconic.
Yeah, I was like, this is my first time doing, you know, and it was one song we recorded. That was it. I mean, we might have recorded a couple just because we were there, but
you have to.
No pressure, you know.
Yeah.
We just started singing D'Angelo, like just out of, you know, the force of the room. Voodoo. Nice. Oh gosh, yeah, anything from Voodoo, pretty much.
Yeah. Have to.
Yeah, but I mean, it was an incredible experience. What a great room. Also, funny enough, you know, there was a couple of celebrities that were coming in and out of the studio, so there was like a bunch of people waiting outside, and I was like, this better not be, I don't think it's for me. And thankfully I was able to walk in, you know, incognito, but but it was a beautiful experience.
It's just amazing. And yeah, the song really does fit like a glove from what I hear at this point. Yeah. You said something really interesting about like going out on stage and then sort of reading the crowd and delivering a performance that they need. What are some of the like indicators that you find? Is it?
I find that when crowds are maybe super energetic, like if I'm playing at a festival and everybody's standing up and they're like, you know, on it, I'm tempted to take things a bit faster, because of just the, I don't know, because of the energy. And so in that moment, I have to remind myself, you know, that there needs to be balance in the set that we present. And so we have a lot of high energy songs that we do, but also it's a reminder when I'm in, you know, that kind of space to like make sure that there's something super mellow you know, so that it's not just all high energy, you know, fast.
Yeah,
there's contrast. Exactly. Those are all the tools that we want to use when in that kind of space. And if there's a crowd that's not as energetic, maybe they're really quiet or they're really apprehensive about what they're hearing and like they weren't expecting this, then I'm tempted to just be like, bam, you know, give them something, you know, you know,
110%.
Something, yeah, just crank it up a little bit, just so that, you know, they feel invited into it, and it's not like, you know, something jazzy, just kind of just sit and observe, you know. The audience is just as much a part of the performance as we are. So
that's brilliant. I think you're doing such an incredible job bringing jazz to a new demographic or new age range. Or I think of like so many of the concerts that I've seen recently, and they're all to a track, and there's a beautiful element of that, of like fullness and it's sort of like orchestration and lighting and stuff like that, but it doesn't have that alive feeling. And I think for a lot of our listeners, for a release, like, where would you advise them to start if they want to get into jazz and it just seems like this thing they can't wrap their head around? Maybe like some selections in your own discography, and then also just in general, like, how do you open yourself up to this to get into this world?
It would be too easy to be like, listen to my music.
No, you can do it. You can plug your stuff.
Hey, check out this track. You know, I wrote it myself. No, I would say for anybody wanting to get into jazz, figure out what you like about it. You know, I think it's not scary. You know, you probably get bombarded with new music all the time on the radio, and you find that you like, you know, the horns on this track. You like the piano, you know, acoustic or electronic, you know, electric. So I would say figure out what kind of things that you gravitate toward in the music that you already listen to. If it's horns, for example, you might want to check out Miles Davis and Gil Evans, you know. If it's singing that you like, you know, Sarah Vaughan live at Mr. Kelly's, you know. And if it's horns that you like, Samara Joy's Around Midnight. I find that it's pretty cool, pretty nice arrangement.
I have to agree.
But yeah, I would say, you know, check it, explore for yourself, you know, because I can't tell you this is the best, this is the best, this is the best, because, you know, it's what I like, you know, and what I like might not be for everybody, just like what everybody likes might not be for me, but we can find some common ground.
I think it's beautiful. It's choose your own adventure.
Yeah, excellent.
I love that.
There's a lot to choose from.
And what are some of the ways that you discover new music? And what are you really excited about right now?
Well, when I was first getting into jazz, my freshman year of college, I found that when I was listening to, let's say I was learning repertoire in class, and I was listening to Betty Carter, and I was like, wow, I really love her band. I really love the way this record sounds. Who's playing bass or drums with her? Oh, piano, it's Norman Simmons. He also played with Carmen McRae. Let me check out some of the stuff they did together. You know, oh, you know, Sarah Vaughan, she recorded with Roy Haynes. I want to check out some more of it. It was just kind of like a domino effect. I was like a researcher. Yeah, I was kind of a researcher a little bit. And it kind of led me to so many different records, in addition to getting recommendations from my friends about what they were listening to. I'm most excited right now about recording and getting into the studio. That's what's happening literally as soon as I leave Toronto.
Nice.
Going into the studio for the first time since recording Linger a While, pretty much, and recording Tight, actually, recording Tight. And so I'm really, really excited about what I've been able to do live and what I will hopefully be able to document in the studio.
Are you going back to Electric Lady, or are you heading somewhere new?
I'm going somewhere new, somewhere old, somewhere new. But it's Rudy Van Gelder Studios, which a lot of amazing records have been made there, and the room is beautiful.
Talk about just energy radiating from a space.
No, it's awesome. And I have to remind myself to like calm down. You know, it's still a studio. It's still a recording space for many, many great artists. And I know that, you know, when they went in there, they weren't thinking about all the legendary people they were, you know what I mean? Like, they were just going in to create and document what was on their mind and what was on their heart to create and to express. And so that's the kind of energy that I want to go into it with.
And without giving too much away, I'm curious, what is on your mind right now? What space are you coming at recording from?
I am coming from, I don't want to say a conflicting space, but I know that there's a lot of anticipation about what I'm going to do next, and what people maybe expect from me. And so I'm honestly trying not to think about that and just focus on the music and what I love, and hopefully people will hear that and love it as well. But yeah, I think I'm coming from a place of being authentic and being true to what I want to sing and what I want to play, whether that's melodies, or maybe whether that's stepping away from standards a bit, but not going completely, I don't want to say crazy, but just not going completely outside of what I'm doing now, but like expanding maybe the songs that I'm doing. What I mean by that is like songs written by jazz musicians, songs that maybe were based off of the foundation of standards, but have their own unique print, because the songs that we know or that people know as standards were once original. They were once written as a new thing, And so I think it's time now to, and people have already been doing them, not the first, but I've come to realize it for myself that I want to write, and I want to write lyrics, and I want to write music, and I want to listen to my peers who are writing music and contributing to the genre, because, that's the only way to maybe expand the repertoire and the open-mindedness of people who listen to jazz.
It sounds like it's this question of what's next.
Yeah.
And while still having this like very clear vision of you, and I can imagine like in one sense there may be, you said like pressure or anticipation, but I think you've set yourself up in such a beautiful way that like people are fans of you, and the unique vision and voice that you have, and I'm just so excited to see what's next.
Yes, me too. That's a great way to put it. Thank you.
I'm very excited.
Thank you.
I think we got to take a look back. I've got a couple records though. I wanted to just pass them over and just tell me about this body of work.
Oh my gosh. Linger a while.
What's going through your mind as you hold it in your hands?
What's going in through my mind is I remember this photo shoot. And I don't want to sound old because it was like only a couple of years ago, but we were doing, I think we did like 4 different looks. We were doing like marketing photos and album photos in the same session.
It's a grueling day. That's a lot.
Changing up the hair, changing up the outfits and stuff. It was kind of like my first real photo shoot. And I had already recorded the music, so I was like, okay, how are we gonna take a photo that matches what and presents the music or introduces people, I guess, to the music in a way that's inviting, but
you're like working backwards. Almost.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. It's like we already had all the tracks and recorded before we went to Verve. We were actually shopping it around 2 different labels, trying to see, who would want to license the project.
Find a home.
Yeah, and Verve was a perfect home for it. I'm really glad that we went with them. It's been
Shout out
beautiful.
Verve.
Shout out to Verve, Universal Music Group. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, I'm so Bronx. I'm so New York.
I love it.
But yeah, even looking at the songs, I can hear and see myself back in the studio and how I was apprehensive about maybe my ideas and what I was singing and wanting it to be perfect because it is going to live forever. But I'm grateful. I don't look back at it with regret at all. I'm grateful for all of these songs and for how many people it's introduced me to, and how many opportunities it's opened up, and it's showing me where I was at that time and where I'm going.
Just incredible.
Yeah.
And if you want to pick it up for yourselves, it's on everythingjazz.com. I think we'll slide a link in the chat. All right, we've got one other one sitting here. Have to talk about this one as well.
Ooh.
A Joyful Holiday.
Oh.
Tell me about her.
She is from the same photo shoot, if you can believe it.
No way. Y'all had a big day.
It was a big day. We got a lot out of it, though.
Wow. Is there still stuff in the vault from that photo shoot?
Yes.
Nice.
Literally. We got so much. Shout out Meredith Trudeau, a wonderful, wonderful photographer. But I'm looking at the holiday album track list. This is a short EP, my entrance into the Christmas music world.
It's a whole different world, isn't it?
And it was daunting. I was like, I don't think I should do it yet. I should probably do it when I don't know.
I'm glad you did.
Later on, But yeah, I'm glad too, because I was able to obviously do some of the hits from the world of Christmas music, but also get some hidden gems in there, but which is what I like to do anyway. Like the song that probably everybody knows from Linger a While is Can't Get Out of This Mood. And it was only recorded by 2 people from when I heard it, you know, but I was able to hopefully introduce it to other people as something new. The same with something like Twinkle Twinkle Little Me, which I heard from Stevie Wonder, and also recorded by the Supremes. But it was a Christmas song that I hadn't heard a lot of people doing, and I figured I could do it in my own special way and introduce it to people. I went on tour with my family this past December, which was amazing. We went for a month.
Experience. Wow.
We went for a month. I was like, every night just kept getting better and better and better. I got to introduce people to my family and to the reason why I sing. My grandfather, 93 years old, he came to sing. He's been singing all of his life. And so to see us, you know, to see the manifestation of all the dreams and all the prayers, you know, all of the sacrifices, you know, to see that on stage and to see people welcome us in that way coming out to the show, it was a beautiful experience.
What a moment to share with your family.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a special thing.
Yeah, and I feel really free. I'm like, I can, you know, have a band like I had this past weekend at Kerner Hall, an octet. I can have a trio. I can sing with my family. I can collaborate with different people. It's beautiful.
I think you're in your bag.
You know, I'm in my bag, and my bag is in different bags, but it's in the same bag.
There's like little compartments in your bag.
We love compartments and bags.
Yeah.
Personally.
It's a good bag. It's a good bag to be in.
Absolutely.
I think people don't realize when you release a holiday project, like these songs aren't recorded in December.
No.
Right? You have to like get in that headspace early. Like when were these were summer recordings?
Yeah. And
what's that process like?
Pre-summer, like
do you like put on a Santa hat and like walk just like try to get holly?
No.
Holly jolly?
Oh gosh, what do I think about? Well, I think about, you know, when it's going to be played, in the types of settings that it's going to be played in. No Santa hats or anything, but we choose the best that we can. I'm glad it was a shorter, smaller project, so it's not like a Christmas album, you know, a full-on album.
Yeah,
just a little EP. Yeah, it's really focused, really like, you know, you get a little bit of jazz, you get a little bit of my family duo with my dad.
How do you get in that like Christmas headspace when it's May and the sun's blazing and you're going in to cut these tracks?
Well, being in a studio with no windows helps. Thank you, New York. But yeah, just kind of I'm in the booth, I have my headphones on, I'm envisioning Christmas, I'm envisioning really cold, snowy weather, kind of like in Toronto, and thinking about all the people that are going to hear it, and maybe how I can sing it in a way that even if it's not the song that they know, that they can connect to it regardless. So yeah.
It's so cool. You talked about like there's this curatorial element in selecting the songs, and I love that you're like really shining a new light on certain repertoire. So
yeah,
cool.
I love that. And even in the songs that I do now, like the set that I do, I feel like having a set that is a live set and an album's, you know, set list or sequence, it's important to take people on a journey. And I try not to force it, you know, but when I'm making a set list each night, I'm just thinking like, okay, do I want to start super soft? Do I want to draw people in, or maybe have it be completely silent in the room? Like last night, I started a cappella. And so the first thing that people hear, outside of when the band theme, my walk-in music, the first thing that people hear is my voice. That's
Unreal.
it. A cappella, everybody's quiet, you can hear a pin drop, and then we build up, you know, into the evening. So yeah, when I think about that being recorded, even if people don't listen to full bodies of work anymore, I still think about it like that.
I think you have to, as an artist, I can take these from you. You have to, you have to think about it as a full body of work. Otherwise, like,
it's gonna be
something's lost.
Unorganized, yeah.
Absolutely.
Sparse, you know.
All right, before we wrap up, I've got to ask, dream collaboration.
Ooh. My dream collaboration. I would love to play with, I'm gonna say either Herbie Hancock or Stevie Wonder, or both. And I actually got the chance to meet both of them, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And I got the chance to like shake Stevie's hand and hug him and like be like, "Do you want to do a song?" Yeah. You know. So we'll see. But those are kind of two of my I have a couple of collaborations on this next project, or in these next days of recording, that are dreams come true as well. But that's on my list.
Fingers crossed for you.
Yes.
And they don't feel that far away.
No, no, they're actually very close. Maybe closer than I think.
Wow. All right, yeah, fingers crossed. Another one is I was speaking to the Warren Treaty. They were here a few months ago, and they mentioned that they're just huge fans of your music.
Oh.
I would love to just manifest that one into the world.
They're so awesome.
They're so sick. You guys are mutuals from the Bronx.
I know, right? And I saw her at the Clive Davis Gala too. She was so nice. She was like, "Hey, you want what's up, Purchase?" You know, we both went to the same school, even though I never saw her.
That's
like,
crazy.
I don't think we ever crossed paths.
Were you guys in like the same year, or like there at the same time?
Yeah, we were there at the same time. We had to have
Crazy.
been, but I think she left in 2021, or maybe before that. But yeah, I saw her. We talked a little bit. You know, she's really, really cool. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna still bop to the hits, but I'm not sure. We'll see.
That's valid. That's valid. There's got to be something in the water in the Bronx. Like, what is it that just makes music from like such a different amount of genre and style come out of that place?
I don't know. I think maybe because we have, I mean, like all the boroughs, we have access to New York. And I'll say like my high school experience might be different from somebody who grew up away from, you know, having that much music, having access to that much music all at once. But yeah, I think New York has always been like, for lack of a better word, a melting pot of different genres and different people, different cultures. And so you get inspired by it regardless, you know, even if it's just, you know, walking down the street, hearing people playing on the street and that kind of thing. You know, it's all around us.
So rad.
Yeah.
I gotta say, thank you so much for the time. Yeah, this has been so cool, and I'm so excited to hear what you make next.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hope you enjoy the rest of the time in Toronto, and yeah, you can check out her records on Everything Jazz, and we'll be back soon.